Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Just a quick follow-up video for the Big Twin 40 1984 adaptation of a 1959-60 electric start on it. Like I said, I was going to try to do putting the flywheel tooth ring on the 84 flywheel. That all worked out good. I still just have the 4 bolts in it. I wanted to make sure that starter was going to bolt up and everything before I went any further, because that starter ring is quite a bit thicker than this metal, I guess, balance ring that I cut off. Yeah, that starter ring's probably about double that thickness. And so there were a couple of things I had to do. Very simple, but still, in order to get it to work. And this engine, this 84, it still needs a lot. I think the fuel pump might be failing on that. Carburetor needs cleaning. One of the spark plugs I noticed was all rusty and everything. So, but I've just got the starter bolted on, and I'll show you the couple of other things I had to do. But it does work. So here's the 1960, 59 or 60 Super Quiet that I'm parting out. And can't remember if it pointed it out, but beautiful brass propeller there came off of that 59 or 60. Don't know if it'll fit on this one, and don't know that I would want to put it on this one, because I have another one that I'm leaning toward using it on. Alright, so here's the 84. And you can see I got the starter bolted on. But if you look right in here, the clearance for that flywheel and that starter gear is about 1/8 of an inch. And so what I ended up having to do was put this main bolt right here that comes in the starter bracket through the front. I had to put a lock washer back there just to give me that little bit of clearance in here. But it works. Right now I just have a ground wire run right here and a starter wire, and I got my jumper power pack. One of the other things I had to do was the butterfly stem that goes through here, and I did it too aggressively. I had to grind some of that off. I don't know if you can see that in there, but it was rubbing against the starter body, and I didn't want that, so I ground some off. Probably a little more than I needed to, but it works just fine. And then back here up under there, that little piece that sticks out off the mag plate was actually rubbing on the tooth ring, and all I did was take a screwdriver and bend it down about 1/8 of an inch, and that took care of that. Other than that, that starter seemed to bolt up fine from a 1960 and all the way up to a 1984. You can see the bolts here. I haven't countersunk them. I still only have 4. As tight as that ring went on there, I don't think you'd need any more. And instead of countersinking it, I'm probably going to just see if the recoil starter bolts on and don't have any rubbing issues. And I'll probably just drill the other 4 and bolt them in just like you see it. So, all right, let me give her a start here. Like I said, okay, let me get you back over here. Right now I don't have a solenoid or anything. I'm just straight shooting it to the battery. So got some gas. And then grab the ground wire here. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so the starter will work. The tolerances are real close on it with just bolting it on there, and the only thing I really did to make that tolerance better was add that one washer. Looking at it, I think I can get more space in between that starter ring and the starter with just adding a couple more washers. Or even possibly drilling the holes bigger on the starter bracket and using a step type nut to put in there, and that would lower that down as well and still let my bolt holes line up. I may do that, but it seems to start okay actually. Like I said, the only other thing I really did to it was ground down that butterfly stem that goes through to hold the butterfly flap in the carburetor, and I ground it too much. You only need to take about 1/16 of an inch off there. I probably took about 3 times that much, and you don't need to. And then the mag, little bit of advanced thing in the back of the flywheel, as you can see when it was running, that clearance there. So when I pull the flywheel back off, like I said, I got a lot of stuff I want to do to this motor. I want to put a charging system on it. But before I went any further with it and spent too much time on something that wasn't going to work anyway, I wanted to make sure that starter ring was going to work with this starter and everything. And so there's the 84 big twin, 1 carburetor, 2 cylinders, and electric start. I still got to mount the solenoid somewhere, and the motor needs a lot of work, and this is something I'm not in a hurry to do. I've got other engines to run on my skiffs. This is just one I've had kind of fun playing with, just because I've been doing this for quite a while, and I believe I've had pieces of this motor, this 84, come in here before that were just completely trashed and salty, and but this is the only one that I've ever had that's come in complete without any busted aluminum or anything on it, and I've never seen one of these 84 big twins that had electric start on it. They always were pull start. This engine don't even have that I know of, and I've looked. It don't even have a thermostat. I mean, it's just about as simple an engine as you can get. but because it is a little tough to pull over for an old geezer like me, I want an electric start on it if I'm going to mess with it. So I've got that now. I can just hit it to the battery and start it. Of course, I'm going to put a solenoid and the start button on it, but this is something I'm just going to mess with over time. But if you have one of these 84 big twins with the CDI and the modern primer choke instead of the old style, and you want to know if you can put electric starter on it, all you got to do is come up with a starter ring from an old big twin from the 50s, 60s, and 70s and adapt it on there, and you can have electric start. So thanks for watching.